YouTube, what's going on? I want to say I am extremely ecstatic on what's going on over there in Japan, as far as us car enthusiasts go, just due to the fact that I know I'm not the only one who has heard all of these rumors that's going on with Japan right now, and with Dodge pretty much taking a crap on the community, their enthusiast community, with you know, the recent announcement of the all-electric Challenger or something like that. It looks like that Japan has started to take note of that and say, you know what, we gonna actually do, you know, what the enthusiasts want for a change. We're gonna give them what they want. We're not gonna go all electric. We're not gonna, you know, turn everything into a freaking unlimited torque beast, and we're gonna give people what they want. What do I mean by that? Well, if you guys haven't heard or been under a rock or not in tune with the community, so to speak, I'll let you know, I guess, my brief updates on what's going on in the JDM community right now, which I think I'm gonna start doing these every other week as well. You guys got to let me know in the comment section below if you care about these news. For me, I think I'm gonna post it anyway, but I mean, again, I would appreciate everybody's feedback. But I think that this is good news to kind of go over and kind of give you guys a brief update. I'm not going to go into extreme details. There are plenty of channels that do that very, very well, and it's something that I necessarily don't have the time for, and I kind of don't want my channel to steer in that direction. But I do follow the community pretty closely, and I do love the news that I'm hearing that's coming out of Japan. So what am I talking about here? Firstly, the 86 or the Celica. From what I'm hearing, the Celica nameplate is coming back, and for me, that is something that's very fantastic, just due to the fact that, man, that car, like, I've always wanted one, and it's funny, it had a way different reputation way back when I was younger than it did like in the rally community and everything like that. But in the general senses of the community, it was like a, you know, a hairdresser's car. But I rode in a few of them when I was younger. Never owned one, but always liked them. They were peppy, but I don't know how much, you know, I don't remember exactly what that felt like initially, but you know, they were pretty fun from what little I do remember. So the Celica is coming back 2025 apparently. Some people say it's a GR86, like a refresh or a remaster, so to speak. That's gaming terms, if y'all don't know that, of like a turbocharged 3-cylinder. So that's coming out. The MR2 is coming back, which is going to be great. It'll be nice to see what that final product looks like, because we still don't have, you know, we don't have the real renders of what these cars are going to look like. We just kind of have mock-ups and magazines and sneak peeks and whatnot. But I do believe that they blurred out the MR2. I think there's a video on YouTube that shows the MR2 being driven. So it's real, and I believe it's coming. Is that a real Fox? I don't know. No, it's fake. That's crazy. But yeah, the MR2 is coming. The Celica is coming. What else? I don't think that they're going to get rid of the GR86 if the Celica does come, just due to the price differences that I think are going to happen. And then shout out to Subaru. You know, the Subaru STI apparently is coming back. There are very, very strong rumors. At first, you know, every year there's always that one rumor that you're like, it's kind of far-fetched. But this thing seems to have wheels, and I did just recently come from the Boxer Fest, and I figured they would bring the TS, which they did, and it looks amazing. I wish we could have opened the door and kind of like saw the inside, but you know, the TS is here. It'll probably start being sold in October because it's stateside now. So for those of you who don't know, it's basically the S4 from Japan. That they already had it, and I don't think it's going to be any more power. It's just a WRX with a digital gauge, maybe some suspension tuning, but I don't think there's no power bump there. But I think they're saving that again for an STI, which I also think will have a digital gauge and probably pushing about 400 horsepower or 450. I think right now what we're going into is 350 to 400 is going to start being the norm, being that, you know, if you get a car for like what, 35 plus, you're pushing 300 horsepower minimum. So I think they're gonna start pushing the envelope where Japan is of horsepower, and the STI will probably be the Integra Type S competitor, and I think it'll push around 55,000 just due to the TS being most likely, from judging by the TR's pricing, it'll be about 48,000. I think it'll be about 48, and the STI with 400 something horsepower, I'm sure, will be about 55. Which again will compete with the TS, with the a couple other cars, one of the Audis, what is it, the RS3 or RS4? Can't remember exactly which one, but it'll definitely compete just due to the fact of the sheer nameplate of the STI coming back. I believe that it's going to do really, really well, and obviously it's all-wheel drive, and the community's huge, so I don't doubt that it would be something that wouldn't sell even at 55 grand ish. Because everybody's been clamoring for the STI to come back, and if it has that differential like the previous generation STI, I think it'll do really, really well. And it looks like, for the most part, the WRX platform, the new one, the VB platform, a lot of people are starting to like it now. So I think that it has legs. It definitely has legs, and I think they're going to come out at the right time and just take over. And in other news, I'm not sure if they're gonna bring this plate back, but it seems like they are. If Joe Rady is saying it, I'm gonna take it to the bank, because Acura seemed to be promoting a new Integra. Now Joe says it's an Integra Type R, and I hope it is, because it has the yellow. I'm just hoping. That'd be great to see. It's not like I'm gonna go buy it or anything. I'm just an enthusiast just like you guys, and I'm just hoping that, you know, that Type R does come back just for nostalgic sake, because I did own one at one point. And I'm just praying that just to see it would be pretty neat. I don't think I'm gonna buy it or whatever, but you know, just for my nostalgic sake, I just hope that the Integra Type R is coming back, which in my opinion, I think the only thing that's gonna change in that car is they're gonna do a software update on the Integra and basically put the same software that's in the Type R. I don't think they're gonna do a power bump. I think they're just going to just put the track stuff, all the track stuff in the different digital gauge and the Integra, the same one that's in the Civic Type R. I think that's what they're gonna do. I doubt they're gonna do any power bump just due to this, it's no reason to. I don't think you gotta, the Civic Type R is already a hell of a car with 315. It's already a hell of a car, which is basically a clone, you know, of the Integra. So just adding a track focused version will only lead me to believe that they're just gonna do a software update and maybe a little bit of suspension tuning, because they deleted the rear seats, which really don't make any sense to me, because why not just make it a coupe if you're just not gonna have rear seats? But you know, for almost 60 grand probably that car is gonna run, like just make it a coupe. It's already gonna be limited to people who only want to track it anyway, because there's no back seats. So the practicality is gone. If you're gonna take away the practicality, then why not just make it a coupe and just make it the only accurate, you know, the only accurate coupe? I thought that would have been kind of neat, but I digress. I mean, it looks good though. It looks good. It has a big spoiler on the back, and you know, I'm part of the big Wang gang, so I'm loving the way it looks. It looks a little bit lower. If I'm being honest, it looks a little bit more aggressive than the regular Integra Type S. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'll have to take a look at it for sure. But it looks a little bit more aggressive to me than it used to. So, but we'll see. I believe that's probably coming out in the spring. So I'm definitely going to look at some reviews on that. But that leaves the elephant in the room, fellas. There are two cars that are not doing well that Toyota just so happened to have a nameplate on that I think are going to get replaced. And that is the Toyota Supra and the GR Corolla. I'm not surprised about the Corolla, because I've always said this. When I sat in one, I test drove a few actually, and they're great. They're great to drive, and you know, they look okay, but at the end of the day, they don't have that $38,000-$40,000 feel. Like, that car doesn't feel special enough to the general public, in my opinion. And I think enthusiasts not only want a car that drives well, but they want something that, you know, that's a little bit unique, that looks different. I think Toyota dropped the ball on the GR Corolla by making it look just like the regular Corolla, because to the average person, it's you know, the GR Corolla just looks like a regular hatchback. That's all it does. It looks like a regular hatchback, and it doesn't seem special. It just has a manual too, which is why I think they try to make the change to an auto, a GR Corolla auto, so they could sell more. I think they did that because they knew that car was just not going to sell as much. Because again, at the end of the day, you could put all types of body kits on it. It still looks like a freaking, it looks like a Corolla hatchback. It's nothing, you can't hide that fact to the general public. They would have to literally stare at the badge and be like, oh, that's a GR Corolla, so it's special. But, you know, it doesn't look unique enough. And I think that's probably hindering the sales too. Not to mention, everybody doesn't drive manual. It's an enthusiast car. So I think they probably overpriced it a little bit, in my opinion. But with the features that's gonna come with the Celica, if the Celica does in fact exist, is a 4-wheel drive. So with that, I don't think that, you know, the GR Corolla would be necessary, and it would kind of reset the market a bit, because, you know, you would have something that has four-wheel drive and it's not named a Corolla. It's going to be a Celica, something that's new to this generation in a sense, because they never heard of it before, and something that they can remarket. They can kind of hit the reset button on the GR Corolla and just get rid of what they have left, and make them autos. And I think the Celica will probably take that place, because there's no way that car is going to be 40-something thousand competing with the GR Corolla, and they're both 4-wheel drive. So I just don't see that happening. I think it's going to get replaced. Now, as far as the Supra, again, it's kind of like the you know, the WRX, in a sense of people like that car now more, I think, than they did when it first came out. And obviously, you Toyota purists out there, you're never gonna like it just because of the engine, but the engine is great. It drives great. You know, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with that car, except for it's not a Toyota engine for most people. But I think with the sales, I think that the dealer markups destroyed that car, and they made the manuals literally almost unattainable to get. $70,000 for a freaking Supra, I just don't think is the right price. And honestly, I think it kind of screwed the Supra over. They already got rid of the 2-liter, and now they're only selling a premium. So you looking at a brand new Supra for like 60 grand. That's not a manual. And most people who buy Supras are enthusiasts, in my opinion. So having a manual would have been great, you know, but they're so hard to get, you know, at 50, 60 grand. Most of the ones I've seen that I shop for are like 70 or 68. And it's like, dude, like, you're making this thing hard I can't even grab it. I want to get it, but I can't justify that price for a 2-door coupe, not right now anyway. So I'm just thinking that's the general public opinion, but you guys can change my mind on that. And with the sales being as slow as they are and the MR2 coming out, I can guarantee you that the MR2 will be pushing about 65,000, just it being mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. So, and it's coming with a manual, rumors say. So I mean, it's going to have everything the enthusiasts want, and that would be a lot more enticing, because that'll be the way sports cars should be made, you know, just due to it having a mid-engine. So I think that the MR2 will definitely replace the Supra after this year, or after FY25. And I think that the GR Corolla will get replaced by the Celica. I don't know if they're going to call it a GR, but the Toyota Celica will definitely replace the GR Corolla, in my opinion. But that's all the news I got. I know this video is a bit long, but like I said, I think I'm going to push more car news videos just to kind of add a little bit variety to the channel. And like I said, man, the 90s are back. Like they're doing this. Look at Integra right in front of me too. It's funny. Like Honda, everybody's pushing all the right buttons, man. Like, we need more enthusiast cars out there. And I think there's a resurgence in manuals, which is really good. If you guys notice that almost every Japanese automaker has a manual transmission vehicle. So I think, yeah, that's a good thing. And I'm glad that, you know, we are witnessing a resurgence of the old school 90s Japan stuff. And shout out to Nissan. I wish they would have just kept the GTR, but that's gonna die off for a while. So we'll see what they do next with their performance lineup. I don't think they're gonna do too much. At least I haven't heard anything, but that's all I got. For the most part, I think Japan is on the right path. They're listening to the community, and they're delivering for sure. And shout out to Mazda again. All you got to do is produce the Miata, and I think you'll win. I heard the RX-7's coming back, but we'll see about that. I didn't go too deep into that just due to the lack of information, right? The iconic SP, I just don't know too much about it right now, and I don't know if the RX-7 is officially coming back. But please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I'll be dropping these videos every other week if I gather more news. And again, let's pray, fellas, that we get this Integra Type R. That would be freaking amazing to see a red badge on the yellow, you know, that iconic yellow Integra. So that would be cool. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.